Hey, welcome everybody to the 4K Lowdown and Turner Fan 77 present our Sesame Street Top 10. This week, this month, we are doing our favorite movies beginning with the letter U. I am your host, David, aka the 4K Lowdown, and my co-host is
Rich, aka Turner Fan 77. How you doing,
Rich.
David?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing really good.
I got to tell you, it's been a really good day, but it's been
Mhm.
really hectic. So unfortunately, I apologize to everyone for starting an hour late and $1 short, but
But it's okay.
shit happens. I'm just gonna tell you.
But good shit.
It was good shit. So yeah, the the roads are open. I was able to actually get my prescriptions. Unfortunately, I had to go to court today, but that turned out really well. So I think we get rolling right away.
Yeah.
So we got Harrison on. Harrison,
What's up,
thank
Harrison?
you so much. If you're looking to see Underdog, watch the entire show.
It's our last one.
And then realize that we don't have Underdog in our countdown. Holland Oates is on. Holland, thank you so much for joining us, brother. I really appreciate it. I'm excited. This was a good group. This actually turned out better than I thought.
Me too. Our next letter might not be so good.
Our next letter might be a little tough, I think, because we're gonna draft that after the show today. Because our next one is gonna be V. And when I do that, I'm like, what am I gonna pick that starts with V? But dude, I really enjoyed watching these movies.
Me too.
I really, all of them. There were no clunkers for me in here. I mean, some of them aren't going to score very well because they're not like Oscar worthy performances or anything like that. But it was still fun to watch.
Yeah,
it was still fun to watch.
I'm going to say there was one clunker, and it was very tough for me to get through. But we'll get to that when we get to it.
Okay.
And clunker isn't the right word because I used to love this movie when I was a kid. But
okay, now I know what you're talking about. Because I was like, ooh, yeah, all right. But we've been scoring these movies for so long, and over the last several weeks, we've been scoring Oscar stuff.
Yeah.
And to turn around and watch this one, I know which one you're talking about. Turn around and watch this one, I was like, ooh, woof.
Yeah.
But I still have fun with it. And
I understand that.
So I still enjoy it, but it's definitely not going to score up to par with a lot of the movies that we got in here.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, no, we didn't have anything that scored in the 90s.
Yeah.
For both of us.
Right.
We each had some that we gave 90s to, but not both of us. So we have scores ranging from 66. This is average score, 66 all the way up to 87. So like I said, everything's within like 20 points of each other.
Nice.
But I was pretty pleased with it.
There's a movie I hadn't seen on your list, and I'm glad you picked it. I would have never watched this movie. It was never on my radar.
Yep.
But again, thank you for picking it because I enjoyed it.
Oh, my pleasure, bro. And speaking of which, there was one on your list that I hadn't watched.
This blows my mind.
And I'd never even heard of it. And I was like, how did I not hear of this movie? And
you have a 4K lowdown.
Dude, I liked it. I mean, I was white knuckling on it. I was like, man, I was really enjoying it. So if no movies is above 88, I'm out. I have high standards. Evan, come on now, brother. I know you don't have high standards. You come on this show way too much.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Because we got faces for radio.
Oh, yeah. We're radio faces.
We're radio faces. And speaking of radio faces, did you know that Anchor takes the audio portion, or AKA the radio stuff, from our show and puts it on Spotify for free?
Oh,
and they take care of like iHeartRadio. They do Amazon Music. And if I were to to set up any other podcast stuff, they would put it on there for free. They sponsor us, they set us up. And once we start getting more viewers, then they add more sponsors to us and we start getting money. So it hasn't happened yet. But also Anchor, I forgot Anchor changed their name. So they're now called Spotify for Podcasters. So if you guys want to check that out, it's anchor.com or you can just look up Spotify for podcasting and you could take your live stream and download the audio portion of it, send it to Anchor. Anchor will put it on the stuff for free and do all the work for you as far as sponsors and all that stuff. So they're pretty cool. I like them.
Yeah, they do good stuff for us.
Yeah.
So guys,
all right.
Go to Spotify and subscribe, please.
Yeah, definitely. And do us a favor, give us a follow on Spotify.
Yeah, that's what I'm following.
Go to Spotify, look up the 4K Lowdown and hit follow. The more followers we get, the better it will be. But yeah, if you've got your own live stream, look up Anchor. They're real good. I'm been really impressed with them. All right. So as we do all the time when we pick our letter, we each draft 6 movies and the order changes of who starts. You got to pick first.
Mm-hmm.
And then we watch the movies, we score them, we rank them from 1 to 12. I do all that because I get a chubby when I do math.
You do.
I do. But
you do.
So I get all that. I do all the math. I get all that done. And then we eliminate the 2 lowest scores, regardless of who owns them. So I'm pretty sure you're going to know which do you think got the lowest score this time.
It's going to be Universal Soldier. It has to be.
Yeah, it is absolutely Universal Soldier. Not without it being a fun movie and, good action, but it is, pretty low quality as far as, compared to the stuff that we've watched recently. You're just like
stretch.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, I bought the 4K Steelbook of it, and I do love the design of the Steelbook, but I got to tell you, I wasn't happy with the 4K transfer. I wasn't happy with the sound. I'm a sound whore, and you couldn't give me Dolby Atmos. You made me pay that much money for Universal Soldier on 4K, but you don't give me Dolby Atmos. That's what I wanted, and of course, I get 5.1 DTS. So I'm gonna put that rant aside for a second, and we're gonna talk about the stats on this thing. So it was released in 1992. IMDb gave this a 6.1. Okay, IMDb gave this a 6.1. Rotten Tomatoes shit on this movie and gave this a 34% for the critic score and a 46% for the audience score.
I believe that.
Yeah, I believe that. So as far as we go, your highest scores were in the cast, the ending, and the wild card as a sci-fi action movie, where you gave those 8s. That was your highest number that you gave. Your lowest was a 4 for the acting.
Yeah, I rarely go that low.
And yeah, you rarely go that low. And then there's a couple of, 5s, like cinematography, direction, music. You gave those 5s.
Yeah.
I actually threw a couple of 9s in there for plot and ending because I really liked the trailer, and I did love how it ended, nostalgia wise.
Right.
But otherwise we were pretty similar. I mean, we're a bit separated as far as that total score goes, but we're within 1 or 2 points all the way down. You were actually higher in cast than I was. And then of course we matched in the wild card and matched in the script. So, so the budget on this thing was $23 million. and globally it made 36.3 million in the box office.
That's 92 money. So
that's 92 money.
That's good money.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It didn't make enough money back, even though they made a bunch of sequels to this.
Yeah. Was there like 3
most of those were all DVD releases. I think only one of them ended up in the theater.
It's probably the second one.
I was like, doing small amounts of math is quite healthy for you. Too much math, you'll get addicted. Nice. Great dad joke, Harrison. I loved it. So yeah, I mean, it's not a groaner, but considering the level of talent in this field and what we've watched recently, it made it a tougher watch. When I'm in the mood for Van Damme, I will watch this, maybe Double Impact, and of course Bloodsport and Kickboxing.
I think that's the only one I like.
Which one?
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport?
Yeah.
I think Bloodsport was his best movie.
Yeah.
Or not.
He peaked.
He peaked there. Yeah. And that means he peaked in high school. But then he was just spitting movies out.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, wow. Now I did like JCVD, which was kind of, I don't know if I want to call it a documentary or a biography, but it was about himself. And he was talking about how he's doing this movie, and he's getting old in years, and they're like, we want to do this long shot, and they make him run and do this long shot, and he's like, man, I'm getting old. They have a budget, the movie has a budget of like $5 million, and they give him $4 million to do the movie. So there's no room for anything else. It ends up being super low budget. And so he's been doing a lot of these groaner movies toward the later his career. Anyway,
I wouldn't even say he's later in his career.
When it started to being like Val Kilmer, when he started really doing crappy roles just to get in there, or shoot, Bruce Willis, Nicolas Cage even.
Mm-hmm.
Time Cop, love that movie. I
forgot about Time Cop.
I dug Time. I forgot about that too. I dug Time Cop. What's up, Spicy?
Spicy.
Thanks for joining us. All right. Anyway, but the point I was getting to in JCVD, where all of a sudden he cuts this monologue where he's sitting there and he's on set and he's like, I don't like this movie anymore, talking about his own life. And he cuts this real, the best acting job I've ever seen him do. So that was like a real interesting moment for him.
I've never seen that.
If you get a chance, it's just called JCVD. Unfortunately, I don't have it on Vudu, but I do own it. And Spicy says Universal Soldier looks good on 4K. I do. I got the Steelbook too. I did like the picture, but I didn't like the sound. I was not happy with the sound on it. So yeah, I gave this 4K a 76 score.
The 4K on Vudu, when I streamed it on my Samsung, it looked pretty good.
Yeah. Like I said, I do like it kept the grain in there. I kind of dug that. It reminded me a lot of how they did RoboCop, but RoboCop had Dolby Atmos when I got, when I got the 4K, and it was so good. This was a disappointment on 4K for me because of the sound. I want sound more than picture. I know the picture quality is going to be good, but I want the sound to be good too. It needs to match. Anyway,
especially for paying that much.
Yeah. So, in closing, like I said, IMDb gave this a 6.1, Rotten Tomatoes critic score 34, audience score 46. You gave this a 62. I gave it a 70. Total average score 66, and it takes number 12 and is eliminated from the countdown.
Yeah.
So
rightfully so.
Rightfully so. I'm not disappointed that it was eliminated. I'm glad I picked it. I knew it would probably get one of the lowest scores compared to what else we got.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's, it's not that good of a quality of movie.
No.
But if you're genre specific, if you're looking for like an action sci-fi, like if you want a Van Damme movie,
Does anybody really want a Van Damme movie?
Sometimes I do.
Question.
Sometimes I do. I don't mind a Van Damme.
Sometimes
I'm in the mood for a Van Damme movie. I just want to see him like kick somebody's ass. Do the splits. Yeah. Sometimes I want to see because I used to be able to do the splits. I can't do it anymore. I'm 52 years old. Splits don't happen for me.
And if you do, it's by accident.
And if I do, yeah, it's by accident, and it's a hospital visit afterwards because I split something. So, all right. So moving right along, coming in at number 11, also being eliminated, but really just barely from the countdown, is Unhinged. And I realized
I really like this movie.
I enjoyed this. And what's up, Alex? Alex is in the house. Thanks for jumping in, brother. I was kind of hoping you would, because you were just on the phone with Reg.
Yeah, you're just talking.
I heard you talking. I'm like, I know he's not busy. Spicy says this was a surprise for me. Loved it. This was a surprise for me too.
Yeah.
Again, as far as the quality goes, maybe it's not there, but dude, as a thriller, I was white knuckling this one. This is the one, where I was like, I was really surprised. This was a first watch for me. But I absolutely dug it.
I thought Russell Crowe did a fantastic job being crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything I've really liked him in a while. He had that little cameo in Thor, but this was before that.
Yeah, but I didn't like him in Thor.
Yeah.
I did not like him in Thor.
But yeah, I thought he did a really good job. And it was believable. He was believable.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just and Crow is menacing in this, yeah.
Yeah.
And Alex even says Unhinged, love that film. Yeah, like I said, this was I hadn't heard of it.
When he pulls up to that lady at the stoplight at the very beginning and just apologize, I was like, oh man, that's creepy.
Yeah.
And I would have just drove away. Yeah.
I would have went, you are absolutely right. I apologize.
Yeah.
Because I mean, road rage is
a real thing.
Yeah, road rage really happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had people just cut me off on the freeway because they think I did something to them or something, and flip me off and do stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get off, go calm down or whatever. I'm not gonna play your game.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was no reason. There's no reason for that. But the one issue that I have with this is the scene in the beginning, like the very first scene.
Yes.
Okay.
That opens the movie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would not want that to open the movie, because I knew from that point exactly what he was going to do.
Oh yeah, I think they even show it in the trailer at one point. One of the trailers. I mean, they don't.
Not the trailer I watched. The trailer I watched was with the stop and her honking, and then he was like talking to the son. But I mean, it's a road rage movie and whatnot. But because of what happened in that opening scene, I knew exactly which direction this was going to go. So that made it predictable for me. I think if they'd have brought this up a little bit later, maybe as a flashback, Like
Yeah,
just as everything was really starting to get nasty. I think that would have been better. That was kind of my only hitch. Is
maybe
that
start the movie off with the news broadcast, but don't show that it was him.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe show
Yeah,
that
don't know
in the
that
back.
that was him. Yeah. So yeah, he's Unhinged is a one-time watch. Russell Crowe's one of my favorite actors. I love his music. Cool.
Yeah.
Um I I gotta say, Evan, though, I think I'd watch this again. I,
I think
I
I've
think
seen it like 3 times.
I think I might add this to my collection. I think I might
Oh, I
have
think
this.
you should.
This is right up my alley.
Hmm. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I was like I was like gripping my chair and I was like, oh my God, you know, but like I said, predictable. I knew
Hmm.
exactly what was gonna happen. I kind of even called how it was gonna end. So that's my only hitch. So we
But it's
were
a fun watch.
it's an absolute fun watch. So it had a budget of 33 million, and this is from 2020. So it's not quite 3 years old, almost 3 years old. $33 million budget, made 37.3 million in the box office. But yeah, this was the one that, like I said, first time watch for me. So I got to thank you, bro,
Well,
for
you're
putting
welcome. I'm glad it
this
was
in my
something that you had seen.
path. So now your main score. So you gave a 10 to the trailer.
Yeah. I love
And
that original
and
trailer.
I gave it a 9. I thought the trailer was great. That hooked me. I was ready to watch it. And then you gave 8s pretty much across the board.
Hmm.
Acting, ending, story, script, and wild card as a thriller.
I have to give the lady, she did, I don't know her name, but I think
Yeah.
she did a very believable job.
I thought she was good. And
Yeah.
and she's, she was going through some stuff too.
Yeah. Divorce.
So yeah, Karen Pisteris, I think. Sounds funny, but I don't know if that's right. Um,
She reminded me a little of Rebecca Hall.
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Kind of yeah. Kind of a plain Jane, just
Hmm.
like almost like a generic appearance to where she could like
Yeah. An
fit.
average woman.
She could fit
Somebody
just
off her
about
movies.
anything. Yeah.
Because it's okay. This is gonna sound, I don't want this to come off rude or sexist, but when you have an extremely attractive woman playing a role like this, it kind of takes you out of the movie. It's not
It kind of
believable.
takes you out of the movie. I agree with that. I don't think that's sexist at all. If you don't want to be distracted from what the heck's
Hmm.
going on.
Yeah.
And we got Movie Hunter 2020
What's
on
up?
saying smash that like button. I appreciate that, brother. Yes, please smash that like button. And also, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the 4K Lowdown, please do. And to Turner Fan 77,
Well,
give
please
him
do, man.
some love too. Spicy said this came right at the beginning of COVID.
I think it was a little bit before.
I was
I seen it in theater.
It says it's 2020, so I think it was right before the lockdown happened.
Yeah, I thought.
And
I'm pretty sure I
that
saw this
could
in
be
theater.
why it didn't do very well in the box office. But like I said, I never heard of this. So, but maybe everything was happening and we were in full lockdown. And, shit was hitting the fan. So I didn't catch onto this movie at all.
We're glad it was the first time watch.
For Evan, it says for me, Falling Down was a better story. I kept comparing it to that movie. I should not, but I did. I agree with that to a point.
Hmm.
I think Falling Down is very similar.
Yeah.
And I would absolutely pick Falling Down over this, hands down, because just an amazing film, great, beautiful acting job, by Michael Douglas and Robert Duvall. I was just, yeah, I love that movie. That was great. But yeah, this reminded me a lot. I didn't find myself comparing it to it because I'm sitting there scoring the stuff in my head.
Yeah.
So
It's hard that's the thing, man. Like,
that's the thing. You've got the lowdown like
Mhm.
in your
I can't
brain.
watch a fucking movie now without, okay, that's a 10. This is gonna be an 8. he's like
Like,
corrupted
oh
for
no,
when I
that
watch the movie.
yeah, I'm sitting there watching. I get about halfway through, and I'm knocking that down to a 6. That's not right.
Yeah, that happens. That really does.
Man, I'm watching women talking, and I'm like, I'm already like, okay, I'm gonna go 8 for this, and I'm like, nope, that's a 9.
Yeah.
Nope, that's a 10.
It's funny you say, because when they pull away and you see that wide barn shot as the camera
Yeah,
pulls out and you see all the women, I was like,
yeah,
that's a 10
yeah,
cinematography for me.
yeah. But
It's so
yeah,
weird.
that's great. That was my biggest surprise for Oscar nominations. I was so happy with that movie.
Yeah.
All right, so back to Unhinged. Um,
Man, it's sleeting outside.
so what does it say?
Hear the ice in the windows.
August 21st, 2020, Unhinged theatrical release. So months after the first lockdown.
Oh, okay.
See, that's what I was wondering. I mean, I knew it came out in 2020.
Well,
But
thank you
yeah,
for the
I
information.
think by that time we were all doing lockdowns and not going out. All the toilet paper was gone. So I mean, at that point, I was already frustrated with no toilet paper.
I was
Uh,
frustrated with no movies. I had plenty of toilet paper.
oh,
I needed more new movies.
you know, I think our biggest problem was baby wipes and diapers. That was the hardest thing to get. But yeah, we were kind of ahead of the game in toilet paper, but we did end up running out there toward the end. And you get pretty creative. I'm just gonna say. uh, but yeah, no, I dug this.
Yeah, I'm
So
glad. I'm really glad you liked it. I'm glad
yeah, I
you're gonna
did.
add
I
it to
mean,
the
yeah, I like I said, I'm not. It doesn't quite make our countdown, but it's worth watching.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I can see that it's a one-time watch, but because of the intensity and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely watch this again.
Yeah, my daughter likes this one too.
Yeah, there wasn't a twist or anything. There's nothing that spoiled me for watching it a second time. It was just really intense. Lots of great car crash scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Just some awesome stuff. Um,
When that cop car gets drilled by that semi, you're like, oh fuck.
yeah. So yeah, so like I said, you went 10 with the plot. So the trailer was your favorite part. I gave a 10 to the wild card as a thriller because I was like the intensity was there for me. So I absolutely dug that. IMDb gave this a 6.0. That's not a bad score. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 48, so they shit on it a little bit.
Yeah, and I understand why.
Yeah, I get it. Audience score 77.
That's more like it.
That's what I'm talking about. So you gave this a 74. I gave it a 70. Total average score 72. And it just missed the countdown. So it takes number 11 on our list here.
Well, I'm happy with that.
But no, I'm happy with that. I was like, yeah, I was really happy watching it. But yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna get it.
Do it.
I'm gonna get
I've
it
seen it
on
for
the
like
shelf.
$7.99.
It's gonna happen. I'm gonna look for that Blu-ray and see if I can put that on
It
my
has a
shelf.
nice foil, like hollow foil slipcover.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that. But yeah, I'm gonna get that for sure.
Do.
All right. So now we're coming into our countdown. Let's start it off right with number 10. And like I said, it just barely squeaked past Unhinged to make the number 10 spot. And that is Underwater.
I like this. I think this is for me where I became a fan of Kristen Stewart.
This is probably my favorite performance of hers.
I haven't seen that one where she plays Princess Di. That's what she plays.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to see it. I just haven't watched it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. And maybe that's better. I don't know, but
yeah,
I liked her in this.
Me too. I really did.
And I enjoyed this movie. This goes from being a disaster movie
to a monster
to a monster movie, like sci-fi, like crazy stuff. So I mean, but yeah, it starts off like a disaster movie, like,
and they don't waste any time.
No, they jump right into the fire.
And you got to pay attention to the opening credits because there's stuff sprinkled in there.
Yeah. Alex says this was a decent film. Yeah. I like that. But yeah, so again, this is another one underwater. Let me double check that.
I'm surprised this didn't get a 4K release.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
So
I think if it does, I think I might double dip.
yeah,
And I watch this.
it might be worth it might be worth a 4K grab. But anyway, but yeah, it's also from 2020.
I saw this in theaters too.
Movie Hunter 2020. I agree. It was her best performance to date, in my opinion. Honest opinion. Or humble opinion.
Yeah.
Whichever way you want to go.
I still need to see that one where she plays Pat Benatar. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, Runaways.
Yeah,
Yes, I have seen that. It was okay. I didn't buy it. I think it's worth a one-time watch, but I didn't buy it. And then Spicy says little mythology too. Yeah.
Yeah. I dug that.
Yep. Very good point. Okay. So it had a
Can you hear the ice hitting the windows?
What's that?
Can you hear the ice hitting the windows?
I do hear something. Yeah. It sounds like static to me though.
Okay. It's the ice. We're getting sleet and rain and snow, and it's like,
wow. It's been clear here since yesterday, but we got another storm rolling in Sunday night, and it's supposed to give us another flood by Wednesday.
Oh damn!
So it's going to be so much fun. Anyway, so like I said, okay, 2020 had a budget of 65 million.
Yeah.
But only made 39.1 million in the box office. And again, I'm thinking, I'm thinking COVID. I'm thinking, the lockdown had an effect on this.
Did Movie Hunter, this is the one that brought the release date for Unhinged, right? Whoever looked that up, look up Underwater, because I think I did a double feature for this, and I want to say I watched it with Unhinged, but maybe it wasn't Unhinged. So I remember going to the movies, being in the movie theater all day when this came out.
Yeah.
And I wondered if it was with Unhinged. I wonder when the release date for Underwater is.
January 10th, 2020 is what I have.
Yeah.
Sorry, Movie Hunter. I hope I didn't steal your thunder. He says it sounds like a fan on your end. And
that might be my heater.
Spicy says more rain over it. But yeah, it sounds like static to me. Like shh.
That's what you're hearing. The static thing is probably my heater.
Yeah,
because it's cold.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a heater. I have a fireplace. Anyway, so yeah, it didn't make its money because this was probably right before, and Movie Hunter says, "Yep." So he agrees. January 10th was when it came out. So I was right before the lockdown. Yeah. And I really think it hurt the numbers. I think this would have been fun in the theater. I heard about it, but yeah, by the time I was getting ready to watch it, there was no way we were going anywhere. Because right away they were like, if you have asthma, don't leave your house. And I was like, okay, I won't leave my house. And then they're like, okay, if you have asthma, diabetes, or you're overweight, don't go anywhere. And I'm like, well, shit, I've got the trifecta. So I was like, I'm just gonna button up inside. I still ended up getting COVID, but I'm hearing my soul leave my body. Oh wait, what are we talking about? So we're talking about underwater, and Evan sounds like he might be underwater, but we're gonna keep going. Yeah, that was during the spread before news was reporting on it. Yeah. All right. So as far as our scores go, let's see. You threw. We didn't have any 10s on this, but you threw 9s at the plot for the trailer and the ending, which I also gave a 9 for the ending, but an 8 for the trailer. And then we both gave 8s for cinematography. and then you actually gave an 8 for the wild card, which I called it a sci-fi movie. I gave it a 9. Nope, I'm sorry. We're both at an 8. Yes, we're both at an 8 for the wild card. I wanted to double check that.
I thought I messed up because I was looking at my thing. I was like, man, I gave directing a 9, but it was the wrong movie.
No, that was a 7. You gave directing a 7 on this one. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those. It's like, okay, it was like Deepwater Horizon with a monster. It's kind of like, I know the whole thing, like way underwater, like shit's happening. And I don't know. I dug it. I thought it was
the
fun.
special effects in it are great.
Yeah, good special effects in it. I'm digging on it. So yeah, Evans has added to my watch list. When I saw it, I thought it looked like a cool movie, but would not be a good movie. So I will check it out. Okay.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, Evan. Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought.
Next week, let us know.
Yeah. You know, if you go on and say, dude, that movie sucked. I hate you guys. And then
we'll blame David.
We'll put it on me. It's fine.
Even though it was my pick.
Yeah, it was. He drafted it. But, I will gladly not throw you under the bus, brother. So, because I liked it too. Yeah, well, not quite as much as you did, but so
that reveal at the end, I just loved it.
Yeah.
That was a cool reveal.
Yeah. No spoilers. No, I dug that reveal.
Edward shows up to rescue her.
Yeah. So IMDb gave this a 5.8, which I think is a little low. I think it's a little low. I expected this though. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 48. I expected them to crap on this a little bit
because it's Kristen Stewart. I mean,
it's Kristen Stewart, and then, but the audience score 60. So better.
Yeah,
not bad. We actually went. You gave it a 75, and I gave it a 70. So total average score 72.5. It like I said, it just beat Unhinged by 0.5 point.
Oh wow. But it's I like this movie. Yeah. Listen, I try to watch it once a year, a couple times a year.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I've seen it like 4 or 5 times myself. I think it's kind of fun. It's fun to just put on, turn your brain off, and just enjoy it for what it is. So Harrison said, "Does she find Atlantis at the bottom?" No, but
she finds sparkly vampires.
She finds sparkly vampires and the huntsman at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Spicy says, "Random, just watched Last Samurai for the first time. Really enjoyed it. Your guys' thoughts?"
Oh, I
love Last Samurai.
Yeah, I'm a Tom Cruise guy, so
he is. He drafted that for his L's. You drafted Last Samurai, and we scored it. I think we gave it in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. So Dell's in the house. What's up, Dell?
What's up, Dell?
Spicy says, "Hey." Dell says, "Hey." Holland pops in. "I was interested in Underwater, but I don't think I ever saw it." Well, if you get a chance, take a look and let us know, Holland.
I think it might be on Netflix. It might be.
It might be. A prequel to those Piranha movies. Okay. Movie Hunter says Last Samurai is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Or favorited, but yeah, no, I dug Last Samurai. That's probably one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies.
Yeah.
All right. So you ready for number 9, brother?
Yeah. I'm gonna take a stab.
Take a stab.
I'm gonna go Unknown.
Oh, nope. Coming in at number 9 is Underworld: Rise of the Lycans.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Now, this was my pick, and I was like, I mean, I wanted to pick something from the franchise because I like all the Underworld movies.
Yeah, they're enjoyable.
I dig them. They're not horror movies; they are fantasy monster movies. So when we do the wild card, it's based on the fantasy genre.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Rise of the Lycans because it's not Kate Beckinsale. It actually tells the prequel story of, you know, like before Celine is actually involved. It's like the whole backstory with the Lycans and how they started to go to war against the vampires. So I dug the story behind this, and I love Rona Mitra. She's I
I've met
think
her.
you have.
Yeah, I met her in Chicago.
Oh,
Super nice lady, very
nice.
beautiful.
Yeah, she's I think she's awesome, and I
Mm-hmm.
think if if Kate Beckinsale hadn't been in there from the start, I think Rona Mitra would have been really great for that role. What else I Holland says I did watch the entire franchise last year. The more screen time Kate got, the higher rated the movie is.
And that leather.
That's right, especially when in that pleather outfit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Movie Hunter loves those stories just for the werewolves.
Yeah.
I dig it too. There are only 1.5 good underworld movies, and I can't stand Rise of the horrible CGI Lycans. All right. I didn't get it. I didn't pick it for the CGI. Spicy is in agreement. I'm a fan of the franchise. I don't care about the CGI.
I like the franchise too.
Yeah, I
put them in the same category as the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah.
They're stupid.
No, I totally agree with that. There's very much, they're very similar.
Yeah. Even the box sets are similar.
Yeah. Definitely. Resident Evil, because you kind of get that with Mila Jovovich and then Kate Beckinsale.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of the leading lady thing. But yeah, so this one was the odd one out. It's the prequel movie, and I picked it because I like the story. I like the background.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of leads us to the point with Celine and all that stuff. So yeah, it's from 2009. Had a budget of 35 million, made 92.1 million in the box office. So not too shabby. But yeah, it's weird that like Paranormal Activity, the third one ends up being the prequel.
Mm-hmm.
And people were confused by this. I remember.
Yeah. I remember I was at first. I was like, wait,
working in the video shop, and people were like, I don't understand. Kate Beckinsale isn't in this. I don't understand what's going on. And I'm like, it's a prequel. It happens before any of the underworld, movies in the timeline. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, if you pay attention to the story in the first movie with the daughter of Victor and all that stuff that happened, that's what this is about.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about it. So that was my thing, was the story. As far as our scores go, where are you? There you are. So, okay, we both gave the cast 8s. Because Bill Nye, Michael Sheen, it's got a lot of the same cast, that big giant werewolf guy. And then you actually threw a 10 at the story.
Yeah, I like the story.
Which I gave a 9 because that's my favorite part of this one, is the story behind it. I love the background to it. You also threw a 9 at the wild card as a fantasy movie, and I gave it an 8. But yeah, and then I threw 8s to ending and the plot for the trailer, and things like cinematography. We both gave an 8 too. So yeah, we're pretty similar on this one. Let's see, IMDb. Where am I at?
Probably shit all over this.
Actually, IMDb didn't, but Rotten Tomatoes sure did. The critics did. IMDb gave this a 6.5.
That's pretty good.
Spicy says this third one. Yes, this is the third one. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 29%. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you just took a big dump in a bag and lit it on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Put it at my doorstep. Critics score 63. And you gave this a 75, and I gave it a 74. So total average score 74.5. So even though it was my pick, you were actually a point higher, but we were very similar.
Yeah.
And in almost all of it. Like I said, I think the only place where we were different really was you gave the story a 10, I gave it a 9. I think that was really the only main difference. But I don't know. I like it.
I forget who said the CGI. Yeah, the CGI is kind of shitty.
Yeah,
acting's kind of shitty.
That was
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what kept me staying with this movie instead of turning it off.
Yep. All right. So yeah, that was number 9. So we're coming in at number 8. You want to take a stab at this one?
No.
No. I was gonna say it's still not unknown. So coming in at number 8 is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
You know what I did? This is how dumb. I keep my movies on my shelf in alphabetical order, and for some reason I put it under M just for Massive Talent. And I was looking for my thing. I was like, did I let somebody borrow it? And not remember it. I'm looking for it. And I was like, it's in my M's. What the hell?
Massive Talent, because that's in big letters.
Yeah.
So you're like, yeah. Dallas at 29% is generous. Oh, Dell, I love you, brother. It's totally fine. I get it. You know,
all film is subjective.
It's so funny. Spicy agrees. Very generous. Yeah, that's all films are subjective. All opinions matter. So
Dell's is mean.
Now Dell's mean. And then Spicy's like right behind him. No. But no, I appreciate you guys. And I want you to be honest. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. But this was my pick, so you can blame me for that one. I'm not gonna throw Rich under the bus for that because this one was mine.
This is my pick here.
This is his pick. And I like this movie.
I do too.
This was way more fun than I expected. I expected to hate this movie when it first came out.
I'm not a Nicolas Cage guy. I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan either. I saw the trailer for it, and I gotta say, it took a little while for me to. Holland says, "I don't remember Sesame Street being so harsh." Apparently, you don't know Oscar the Grouch. That's Dell. and then Spicy is Snuffleupagus. But no, it's I love that. Thanks, Holland. Appreciate that. But yeah, credit where credit is due. And if you guys want to be harsh, be harsh. I have no problem.
We appreciate it. We appreciate your interaction. Yeah. No matter what it is.
First Underworld is way better than Rise of the Lycans. And that was my alternate. The first Underworld was my alternate pick, but I went with Rise of the Lycans because I don't know. I like the story better. He'll be the Grouch. All right. That's Dell. That's my friend Dell. I don't mind being Oscar the Grouch. Are you kidding? He's got his own condo.
This movie, I blind bought it because I heard all the raves about it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah.
And I ended up really liking it.
Yeah. No, I blind bought it on Blu-ray because I was like, I'm not getting the 4K. Screw that. I watched it. And then I bought the 4K Steelbook. So I double dipped on it because I was like, and the Steelbook was on sale for $14.99. So I was like, I'm just going to grab it. It was like one of those the Black Friday
slipcover.
Yep. Yeah, the Black Friday sale at Best Buy was where I got that. But yeah, so it had a budget of $30 million. Again, this is from 2022, so this just came out last year. Had a budget of $30 million, made $29.1 million in the box office. And that is globally. But first of all, I dig this poster.
I do too.
I dig this poster.
Very 70s.
Spice says movie was fun. The Nick Cage room is worth it alone. That's awesome. I saw Massive Talent in the theaters and had a blast. Good. Yeah, I could not talk my wife into going to see this with me. She was nope. She goes, nope, this is gonna be done.
I just see in the theater.
I was like, yeah, maybe I'll go check it out, but no. So it didn't happen. But when I watched it on Blu-ray, I'm like, okay, I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. So going to our scores, you and I were both at a 10 for the cast. Yeah. I mean, it's got a major cast. Really good. Yeah. And then your other 10 was in the plot for the trailer, and then which I gave a 9. And then after that, we're pretty similar. I gave the wild card an 8. You went 7. I gave the script an 8. You went 7. We're both at an 8 for the story, both at a 7 for the ending. Stuff like that. Acting, you went 8. I went 7. So we were kind of back and forth. I did give the music a 7, and you gave it a 5. There were things I liked about the soundtrack that I really enjoyed. So I don't know. This is one that I'll watch this again. I think it's just stupid enough for my 5-year-old brain to enjoy, and
right
at the same time, Pedro Pascal is awesome. Yeah, I love him. Yeah. I am really liking him in Last of Us. I am really I really liked him. I didn't really care for him in The Great Wall with Matt Damon, but I didn't really care for Matt Damon in that.
I didn't know he was in that.
Him and his fake accent. Yeah, he was the buddy.
I liked him in Narcos. The original season.
I did not see Narcos. That's not up my alley. But I did like him I liked him in the second Kingsman movie, and I liked him in the second Equalizer movie.
Yeah.
So Pedro Pascal's doing some stuff.
Yeah, and he's the it boy right now.
But yeah, he's in. He's gonna be getting some major roles.
And he does fine as the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen The Mandalorian either. That's not
what?
No, I haven't watched any. I haven't watched any Star Wars series at all.
You ain't missing much.
Yeah, not any of them. No Mandalorian, no Obi-Wan, none of that stuff. So Alex loves this movie, awesome. And he loves Harrison too.
Who doesn't love Harrison, man?
Who doesn't love Harrison?
Super nice guy.
Hold on. Something for Harrison.
Who
doesn't love Harrison?
Welcome filthy in here.
To Really Old Movies with your host, Harrison, the Love Maker.
I like that Nick Cage could make fun of himself.
Yeah.
And not take it too serious.
He is also a lame-o.
Yeah. And I think this is Nick Cage's best role.
I mean, I am a huge fan of National Treasure.
Oh, yeah. I like National Treasure.
I love National Treasure. I am really excited for the third one. It is coming. Right, people? Right? Disney?
Yeah, they put the TV show on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and I don't know about the TV show. It was all right.
I didn't watch it.
I watched it, and there were things I liked and things I didn't like.
It's still the same continuity, right?
Yeah. Same type of thing, and at least you get a little bit. You get Riley's character is in it, and the FBI guy. So Castor Troy, baby. Yeah, I gotta agree with Face Off. Great. Yeah. That was one of my picks. I think that was one of my picks for the letter F.
Yeah, we just
loved him in that. Yeah, but this third season of Mando hasn't started as strong as I would have liked. Okay, so yeah, Mandalorian, which I haven't seen any of that. I hated that National Treasure TV show.
I
Yeah,
didn't watch
it was
those.
just kind of, ooh, yeah. Don't get me started. Like I said, there were things where I was like, okay, but then, you know, who's the girl? Why is this? I have so many questions, but I do like, in the series, they are hinting to National Treasure 3.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, because Riley was talking about so like, what are you working on right now? He goes, well, let's just say there's 47 reasons why I'm looking at it. So that's telling me that he's working on that page 47 of the president's book from number 2, and that's supposed to be the underlying plot of number 3. So on that note, for that alone, I'm looking forward to 3. But the
You said they
series,
got a whole series.
but
How many
but the
episodes?
series, I did not like Catherine Zeta-Jones in it.
I think she's overrated.
I never thought she was a great actress,
Yeah.
but I did not care for her in this movie. I am Picard new season has been amazing. I haven't started watching Picard yet, but
I
I
started the
am.
first episode and I liked
Yeah,
it, but I haven't went back to it. We
yeah.
watch so many movies; it's hard to squeeze in TV
It's
shows.
hard to squeeze in. I'm trying to watch TV shows too,
You see, I
because
don't even.
I still watch NCIS and 911 and those kind of things. And
But that's
it's
okay
too
for
bad
me
it's the last.
because
Oh
I
well,
love
sure.
watching movies.
Yeah. I mean, I love watching all this stuff, but I try to watch as many movies as I can, but while trying to keep up with my TV shows. So yeah, my TV's on all the time, which is probably why I'm up till 3 a.m. and then I try to go to sleep and get up at 8. But anyway, back to the unbearable weight of massive talent. To close this one out, IMDb gave this a 7.0, which I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Rotten Tomatoes critic score and audience score 87. I think that's a little high, but I respect the critic score because it was something new.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, it was a big surprise for me. I almost picked it as one of my sleepers.
Oh, for the
For
Lowdown
2022.
Awards?
Yeah. For the Lowdown Awards, I was almost my sleeper pick. If I didn't have my first nomination available, it would have been my sleeper pick of the year.
And Alex would have picked Top Gun for his sleeper pick.
Yeah. His sleeper pick, his favorite drama,
Yeah.
his favorite animated movie, all Top Gun. It's all Top Gun Maverick. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, I picked Everything Everywhere All at Once because that was my biggest surprise as how much I love that movie. And congrats again to them for getting 7 Oscars.
That made my whole day when I saw that.
That was great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the Oscar show. It's on the 4K.
Yeah, the Oscar show was pretty good. I was actually really impressed. Anyway, okay, so 7.0 IMDb, 87 from Rotten Tomatoes. You gave this a 74, right? Yeah, you gave it a 74. I gave it a 78. Total average score 76. I was actually 4 points higher than you.
It's my pick.
And it's your pick. This film, I was shocked. I love the film. Very unique. Yeah, very unique.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex, for putting us back on topic. But yeah.
And I'm gonna say the 4K looks great too. It has a very good 4K transfer.
I haven't seen the 4K transfer on it because I watched the Blu-ray and I loved it, and then I bought the 4K, but I haven't had a chance to watch the 4K.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm trying to do start to finish for my 4K collection, and I really haven't. I've just barely started to scratch the surface. So because of all the movies that we have to watch,
yeah,
it's crazy. All right, so coming in at number 7, the one that you've predicting all along, Unknown. Not to be confused with Liam Neeson. This is Jim Caviezel, Greg Kinnear, Bridget Moynihan, Joey Pants, Barry Pepper, Jeremy Sisto, just an amazing cast. This is from 2006. And this was one of my picks.
I am glad you picked this because I would have never watched this.
I'm
really
glad you watched this, bro.
Yeah.
Because I love this movie. This
Hey,
movie,
listen, it's like, okay, wait a minute.
yeah.
And then the ending, I was like, oh damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I dug this movie.
Yeah. This was cool.
I'm gonna go on a limb. I'll probably, if I find this Blu-ray cheap, I'd probably add it to my collection. I like this movie.
Yeah. I've been hoping for like a Criterion release or a,
I don't think it's that.
Maybe a Scream Factory or maybe a Vinegar Syndrome or something like that. I was hoping for like some kind of special boutique label 4K to come out for this, but I haven't seen that.
It's free on Tubi, so I don't think it's good.
Mhm.
It's that quality. I mean, well, I still enjoy this movie. I want it in my collection.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a Criterion worthy.
Well, maybe not Criterion, but yeah, I was just started rattling boutique.
Okay. I got you.
And literally Criterion's on my top shelf. So, so Evan says Turner's scoring his pick low. What's new? Harrison says shots fired.
Right.
And Dell has not seen this one. Dell, if you get a chance,
Yeah, it's
take a
free
look
on
at
Tubi.
this. Yeah, it's free on Tubi.
It's a good mystery.
Yeah. So basically what happens is these guys end up in this warehouse or something with no memory of who they are, how they got there. They don't know who's bad, who's good. And the movie plays out like that. And I know this is kind of my thing because Pandorum is kind of like that. And I love that concept because you're learning about them as they're learning about them over the course of the movie. And I really dig that.
And I'm not a fan of Jesus as an actor, but yes, I loved him in Passion. But I dug him here.
Yeah,
I like him in Frequency too. I take that back.
Yeah,
I do like him.
I'm a fan of Jesus. I'm a fan of Jesus. I love how he walks on water and then turns it into wine. Cures the blind, but Count of Monte Cristo is my jam.
Oh yeah, he was decent in that.
Yeah, I loved that movie. But for me, Richard Harris makes that movie as the old guy in Count of Monte Cristo. But I love Jim Caviezel, and I am a huge fan of Person of Interest. And that was a series that he did. I totally bought that on Blu-ray, and I binge it all the time.
Yeah, that's not me.
That's fine. All right. So, going through our scores, we're actually pretty even on this one, bro.
Oh, are we?
Yeah. It's, again, like you said, the quality is not there, but it's suspenseful. As a thriller, it's good. We're both at a 10 for the cast.
Great cast.
We both had 9s for the ending. You had a 9 for the story, which I went 8, and then I had a 9 for the trailer, and you had an 8. So we kind of swapped on that one. We're both at an 8 for the script, both at a 7 for the direction, both at a 5 for the music, and then both at an 8 for the wild card as a thriller. So like I said, we're like we're right there. We're within 1 point of each other. And that is not where I wanted to go. So so let's see. Where's my numbers? Okay. IMDb gave this a 6.4. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 38. So they took a crap on it a little bit. Audience score 54. Still not great.
Yeah.
You gave it a 76 and I gave it a 77. So 76.5 Average score. Yeah. Like I said, we're 1 point from each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one I've got a few that are like this where they come through like without memories and they're trying to figure out what's going on. There's one that comes to mind. And I just kind of, when I watch this, I'm like, oh, I remember this movie and this movie. It was kind of same concept. There's a movie called Open Grave, and it stars Charlito Copley, and it's basically he wakes up in a mass grave with no memory of how he got there or what's going on. So he climbs out of the mass grave, meets with all these other people who also have no idea who they are or what happened, and they try to figure out what's going on, what's with the mass grave, and what's going on. So I'm not going to spoil it other than that. Really good movie, and it is very much a horror movie. So I want to throw that out there. If you guys get a chance,
Mass Grave.
It's called Open Grave.
Oh, Open Grave.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see where I can find that. That piques my interest.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I dug it, and is like,
Open Grave.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's on Peacock. Is this it? I don't know if you can. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so. Is that Charlito Copley? I think that looks like him.
I didn't look at the cast.
Yeah, I couldn't get a look at any poster or anything, but
yeah. I'm gonna hold on.
If it's on Peacock, bro, check it out.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's him. I just added it to my stuff.
Yeah. No, check it out. Let me know what you think.
I will.
But yeah, I dug it. And then there's another movie called Wrecked with Adrian Brody.
I think I've seen that.
Where he's in this car accident with a bunch of other people, and he's stuck in the car, but he has no memory of who he is. And he finds out that there was a robbery or something, and he doesn't know if he was the robber or the hostage. So he's trying to figure it out. I think I've seen that one. I dug that too. It's kind of one of those confined thrillers where he spends a lot of the movie just stuck in the car trying to figure out what's going on. Anyway, okay, back to Unknown. So yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, 6.4, 38.54. We were 76 and 77.
Yeah.
It takes the number 7 spot on our countdown. And you guys, if you guys haven't seen this, check it out.
We recommend it.
It's definitely worth a watch. I think the acting is really good in here.
It's better than you expect.
Yeah, it is. It definitely does not go in the direction that you think it will.
Yeah.
So
when you look at this poster, it's very B movie looking. It's but the quality of the film is better than what it's led on to be.
Yeah. Definitely. All right. So we're going to number 6. We're almost at our top 5, bro. Coming in at number 6 is Us.
I like this film.
And I enjoy this film too. Us is from 2019. Had a budget of 20 million. And get this, made 256 million in the box office globally.
That's fucking fantastic.
I think it if you're not counting for inflation, I think it almost makes the most. I think it makes the most money in our countdown.
Yeah.
Highest grossing film.
I mean, it's on the back of Jordan Peele's Get Out, and that was fantastic film.
Yeah.
This doesn't quite live up to Get Out, but it's still a great film. I really dug this. The cast is fantastic.
So, Dell calling out my last name. Thanks, Dell. But he's probably thinking we went too low for Us. And like I said, the scores are really close.
Yeah.
So this
I like this a lot.
Yeah, this was.
I'm a big fan of Jordan Peele.
Yeah, I like Jordan Peele stuff. I'm a fan. And I put this number 2 on his I
Me too.
liked Get Out, my favorite,
Oh, Get
and
Out's
then
fantastic.
Us, and then Nope.
Nope.
I think there are parts of Us that are fantastic. And then there are a couple of parts where I'm like,
Yeah.
not
It
not
hits these
quite.
really high highs.
Yeah,
And you're like, oh,
it's like a roller coaster. It hits these huge highs,
yeah.
and then these valleys are like, okay, why did he go there? I was a little,
Mm-hmm.
there was some confusion for me, but all in all, like this movie, it's solid as a genre movie. Great.
Yeah.
But like I said, we're doing a generic score based on all movies. So all movies are based on the same criteria. And that's why it ended up being number 6.
Yeah.
But
Good
still
lady,
solid.
the lady on the poster. I not even
Oh,
try to
it's
pronounce her name.
it's Lupita Nyong'o is her name.
Oh, she's
And
amazing.
she is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh God, love her. She is so good.
And
So
the
yeah.
dad in this is pretty good too. He has some good chuckles in this.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's he's from Black Panther as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But Bill Duke or something like that.
Oh, he's the guy in the mountains, isn't he?
Yeah, he's M'Baku.
Yeah. Okay, now
He's the
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and I like him. He was in Person of Interest too. I like him as an actor. I think he's really good. I think Bill Duke is his name. Forgive me if I get that wrong. But no, I think that's the dude from Predator. I'm gonna correct myself because I don't think that's the right name. Winston Duke. That's what it was. Bill Duke is the dude from Predator. Winston Duke is this guy. So I got the last name right. But
even the kids in this are great.
Yeah, the kids are great. This is creepy as hell. This movie is creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my daughter wouldn't watch it with me. She was like, "No, I'm going to bed."
Yeah, no, I'm out. Yeah, I couldn't get anybody to watch this with me either.
Yeah.
So, so I got to say you're quite a bit higher than me, but I still like this movie a lot. You gave 10s to the acting, the trailer, and the story, and then a 9 to the direction, which I also gave a 9 to the direction. I actually gave a 9 to the ending, and you went 7.
Yeah. I wanted more.
Yeah, I understand that. And I gave a 9 to the wild card, and I'm calling it a thriller, not a horror movie.
Yeah, me too.
You gave it an 8, I gave it a 9. But I mean, for the most part, your scores were a little bit better. I gave the cinematography an 8 and you went 7. So there were a couple points. Like I said, I went 9 on the acting, on the ending, and you went 7. But for the most part, I mean, you're at a 10 on the acting, I'm at an 8. You're at a 10 on the trailer, on the plot, and I'm at a 7. And I don't know if maybe I caught a different trailer, but
I just went by the one I originally saw because I remember the original trailer before.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, "Oh, I have to see this."
Yeah, no, I went in the yeah. I already did this. Thanks, you guys. I already corrected myself. Yeah, Holland's correcting me. Yeah, 2 different Dukes. Yeah, put up your Dukes, buddy. I got a Winston and a Bill. Putting up my Dukes. All right, Dell's got to head out. Thanks, Dell. I appreciate you being on.
Del. We appreciate you. Thank you for being so loyal to us.
You guys go to Dell's channel, check out his movie swap stream.
Oh yeah,
it is awesome.
It is.
You got to see it. It's really cool. I love his
Dell
episode
has great
with Basement Blues. So you guys go to Dell's channel, give him a subscribe. Definitely check out his movie swap thing. Dell, thank you so much for being on, brother. All right. So let's talk about our scores. So IMDb gave this a 6.8. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 93, and they're really high on Jordan Peele. I could see that with all
Yeah.
three of his movies. Nope, not so much. I think it was a little bit. They were a little bit lower on Nope. The critic score, I mean, excuse me, the audience score for Rotten Tomatoes on Us is 60.
Ooh, I think that's a little low.
I think that's a little low too.
Yeah. Good night,
Good night,
Dale.
Del. You gave this an 83. Great score. I gave it a 75. So total average score 79.
Yeah.
Holland says take care. I think it's better for me as a genre specific movie
Yeah.
as a thriller. I think I'm in the 80s as a genre specific, but as a, judging all movies the same with the same categories, it's still a 75. I think that's great. It's better than, there's only 25% of the movies ever that I've ever watched that might be better than this. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it definitely takes the number 6 spot. So so we're coming into our top 5. What do you think might be our number 5 movie?
Okay, let me look at my list here.
And I got to tell you, there's a tie at 4. So 4 and 5 have the same score.
Okay. I'm gonna go number 5, Unforgiven.
Interesting. But no. Our number 5 movie is Unstoppable.
Oh. Nice. I like this movie.
Yeah. Oh, this is fun. This is I know this is good intensity.
Mm-hmm.
I like the acting. I mean, I'm gonna throw just a little bit of shade on Chris Pine for his New Yorker accent. Kind of slipped. But Denzel and Chris Pine, I think they got good chemistry, played well off each other. It's so weird when I went to Rotten Tomatoes to look up Unstoppable, and the trailer that plays is for Equalizer.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I was like, what? It was really funny. I thought that was just crazy. It was like this thing, it just said play, and it had Denzel Washington standing there with a gun, and I hit play and it was Equalizer. And I was like, what?
Well, the Equalizer is unstoppable.
He definitely is unstoppable. Okay, so this Unstoppable movie is from 2010, had a $95 million budget, and made 165.7 million in the box office globally. So not too bad.
Yeah.
I think it did all right. It didn't make 3 times its money, but it did all right. I dig this. So we're both at a 10 for the cast.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's got a really good cast.
It does. I even forgot Rosario Dawson was in this.
Yeah. Right? I forgot too until I started watching. I was like, oh shit, Rosario Dawson's in this. And aside from her role in Clerks 2, I thought I love her as an actress. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I love her anyway. She's awesome. Yeah. You also gave a 10 to the trailer, to the plot.
Yeah.
I gave it a 7. I thought it was solid. I didn't think it did the movie justice though. So that was my
hyped for the movie to watch.
Yeah. You gave a 9 to the story, and I gave it a 7. I thought the story was solid. My thing was though, I gave it a 10 for the wild card as a thriller. Intensity is there, the suspense is there. I dug it. You went 8 with that. Still a solid score. But I think we're solid all across the board. Our music, the soundtrack, we're picky. It's a 5.
Yeah, I'm very picky.
It's like I don't remember any of it. It doesn't enhance the movie anything for me. It gets a 5.
Yeah.
If I remember the music and I remember not liking it, then it goes down to a 4. And then if I I remember music here, I remember music there. But yeah, going up to, I'm going to go A Knight's Tale is probably my favorite soundtrack. And because I love how they incorporated the music in with the movie.
I still think Crow is my favorite soundtrack.
I love the Crow soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's a 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Another one I
Yesterday.
like Sucker Punch. Oh, Yesterday is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And like what we just did, I Want to Dance with Somebody. We gave 10 for that. I mean, that's all Whitney Houston songs. You can't deny that. You can't turn that down.
Yeah, shit. My movie made me start singing.
Yeah.
And that's not a pretty sight.
No. And I started dancing. And that's equally not a pretty sight. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. But yeah, I dug it. This was fun. IMDb gave this a 6.8. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 87. Audience score 72. You gave this movie an 82, and I gave it a 77 for a total average score of 79.5.
Okay. That's a good score.
It's a good score. So it's almost 80.
I'm not going to flip the table over.
Yeah. All right. So with the same score, but coming in at number 4 because it's got Unstoppable had the lowest score of the 4 scores. So Unstoppable makes number 5. So coming in at number 4, also with a 79.5, is Upgrade.
I have so much fun with this movie.
I love this movie. This was my sleeper pick of 2018. And
this had no business being as good as it was.
Right? Yeah, I was like, this movie had no business being that good.
Yeah.
Maximum Overdrive soundtrack rocks. I dig it.
I don't remember.
I like that. I like the soundtrack for Maximum Overdrive. But yeah, oh my God. This movie is so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
this guy acts when he's fighting. Oh, dude, it's brilliant. The way they shot it.
Yeah.
I'm curious how they did that.
Yeah. No, I agree. So Upgrade, this was my pick, and it's from 2018. Had a budget of $3 million and made $17 million in the box office. So it definitely made its money.
But that's only made 17 million.
17 million, but it only had a $3 million budget.
Yeah.
But this really flew in under the radar. I didn't hear about this until it came out.
Yeah, me too. When it hit Blu-ray, I think.
Yeah, when it hit Blu-ray, that's when I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I saw a trailer for it, and I was like, oh, I'm in. I'm going to go ahead and grab it. So I blind bought it, and I watched it, and dude.
Yeah.
This movie's awesome. If you guys get a chance, if you haven't seen
it, movie. Great action.
Watch this movie. Great action.
Great acting too. It's really good.
Yeah. For a cast that I almost didn't recognize.
Yeah. I just recognized him as something recently.
I recognize him.
We just watched something with him in it.
Logan something or other is his name or something.
Yeah, he was good in it. Like, again, I thought I owned this movie physically, and I'm looking
Logan Marshall Green, that's his name.
I was looking on my shelf. I was like, where the hell is Upgrade? I can't find it. Owned it digitally. I thought I owned it physically.
Yeah. That's also on Peacock, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so if you guys get a chance,
definitely see it.
Movie owner agrees. Such a great movie. Yeah. Spicy says, like this movie, need to check it out again. Yeah.
Definitely do.
This is a movie I watch quite a bit. I've seen this probably 10 or 12 times since it came out. I
haven't seen it that many times. I want to say I've seen it 5 times. 4 or 5 times.
That's still good. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I want to watch Upgrade, and I just put it in, and it's like, but yeah, the way he fights and the whole, I'm just gonna call it a transformation. The transformation that he goes
the way his body language is.
Yeah, the way his body language changes and the way he did. Oh man, I really impressed. I dug it. So yeah, as far as our scores go, yeah, see, yeah, you were at a 7 and I was at a 6 with the cast. No, wait, that's us. Yeah, that's right. We were at a 4 with the
Yeah,
cast.
the cast. Yeah,
Yeah, we were at a 4 with the cast. That's right above us. So yeah, we were both at a 4 with the cast. It was like I kind of know their faces.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know hardly anybody. So yeah, your 10s were in the trailer, the story, and the wild card. And I'm like, yeah. And my 10s were in the ending and the wild card. Because yeah, I dug the way it ended. I loved how it ended.
Yeah, I like the way it ended too.
Um
I'm
I was
surprised this never got a sequel.
yeah, I would have liked to see a sequel to this.
I would see it.
And especially if they were like, hey, we could probably put a bigger budget to it too. And
I don't think it would need one. What
no,
they did was, I don't
not
think they need to
much.
change it.
But no, give me a couple, give me a couple more people. But I liked the I don't know, the kind of low budget.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it grain, but that's what it kind of reminded me of, like grainy, like gritty. That's the one. It's gritty. Yeah. It was gritty. It was the kind of movie it's like, okay, I need to take a shower after I'm done. but I liked it. When you get that grit, it exfoliates, it gets rid of all the dead skin, and then
and I like the reveal at the end too.
Yeah.
Not the end, but the reveal.
Yeah,
like
about
5 minutes before the end.
I was gonna say like 7/8.
Yeah.
Like 7/8 through, there's like this. Yeah, there was this nice little twist that you're like, oh, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, me neither. I was like, oh,
but yeah, I dug the direction they went with it. And it's a lot of fun. So IMDb gave this a 7.5, which that's good for IMDb.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes critics score 88, audience score 87. You gave this an 81, actually higher than me. You went 81, I went 78. So total average score 79.5. Again,
Great
this
score.
this is one that scores higher for me as a genre film, as a sci-fi film, than it does as a general release.
A lot of these movies would do better in their genre, but we score them for general audience too. So like, hey,
correct. We try to score them for everybody.
Yeah.
If we scored it, if I scored it as a sci-fi movie the way I wanted to score it, then it's probably around an 80, 85 for me. But yeah, it definitely made it was my sleeper pick of 2018. But at that point, nobody was watching the Lowdown Awards. So
we weren't even friends yet.
We weren't even friends yet. You weren't even a glimmer in my eye at that point. But no, we've been friends just about a year now.
Yeah. You hit me up, I think, about doing a movie battle.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's this guy? I don't know who he is.
We were following each other on Instagram, and I was seeing your collection, you were seeing my collection, and I was like, hey, let's do a battle. And I bet you was like, who the fuck is this dude?
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
this dude, it's we've been
like doing something
season apart ever since.
Yeah, I want to say April of last year. March.
I was gonna say like March. I said, almost a year.
Yeah. Glad
we got to have an anniversary.
D-Ray. A little thank you for that.
A little thank you to 4K D-Ray for having us on there and getting us started as a team, which we're still waiting for a tag team match.
I did message him. I did say, hey, I'll be down for a. Sorry, I just got a text. I just kind of maybe stuttered.
So Evan says we've been friends for a year. We need to low down score our friendship.
I'm afraid mine would be low because I have a bad memory, and I'm always asking Dave the same fucking question.
I'm gonna have to give him a 3 on the memory part. not it's not good. But no, dude, I was thinking like maybe we go back and see when we started this together.
Yeah.
And we do like a 1-year anniversary show.
I think we should.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
I mean, maybe not D-Race thing. Maybe not our first date, but when we moved in together.
Yeah. When we moved in together.
When we moved in together and started doing this together. Yeah, I could probably figure that out.
It should be on the
it'll be on YouTube. I could just scroll back to the first one when we're together.
Yeah, it was you had me on the lowdown, or what's it called? The lowdown?
I had you on the high five.
High five, that's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
did
first
the high five. And then after that, I did the lowdown because I was doing it with John, who's my co-host for Spirits with Spirits. And then he was like, I got to back out, bro. I can't do it. So I did one episode by myself.
Yeah, I think I hopped on the live
and
chat.
You hopped on the chat. And I'm like, bro, you want to be in here? Because I don't like talking to myself.
Yeah.
I do it at home all the time, but I don't like doing it on here because everybody can see that I can talk to myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I brought you on, and you've been on every week ever since. Don't even do that.
Uh-oh. What's your daughter doing? Oh yeah, you have to put them on. You're too late. She showed them. You have to do it.
Dang it. Yeah. Don't you dare fall.
See, that's why you keep her around, man. Great content.
That's why we keep her around. Yeah, she's our content coordinator. I look absolutely fucking silly.
It ain't no worse than you had to.
It's no different than normal. So yeah, I'm okay with this. So Hollow Note says Math 10, Vision 7, Vision 2. That would be me for sure.
Yeah.
Spicy asks, a spirit show on Spotify or YouTube? Yes, on both actually.
Yeah. Go check it out.
So look for it. It's Spirits with Spirits. It's on. We do a live stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and then we have our audio portion is on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, all that stuff. Anchor does all that stuff for us too.
And you do an Instagram live.
Yeah, we do an Instagram live. We do a pregame on Wednesdays where we talk about our next episode and kind of isolate our haunted locations or cryptids that we're going to talk about. And then we've moved our show to Sunday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, so 9 p.m. Eastern, and then after that, we go on live on Instagram and do a post-game wrap-up with like our favorite moments, things like that, talking about, people in the chat and stuff like that.
Yeah. The show can get creepy at times. At
least
for me.
Especially it gets creepy when our Ovilus device calls out Rich's name.
Yeah,
and that's comes on too. Did it just call my name? Yep.
That's weird.
Evan says, look like Sam Smith on the Grammys.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Great call.
And then Heaven says, put on the red lights. Hang on. Roxanne. Dave After Dark.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Dave.
All right. Back on. Wow.
Blind yourself there, didn't you?
Yes. All right. So back to Upgrade. This is starting to give me a headache. So, all Oh no, we did that one. I did that. Yeah, 79.5. You gave it an 81. I went 78. All right. So that's
Mhm.
number 4. So we're moving into number 3,
Yeah, top 3.
top 3. Here we go. Feed the ducks. Okay. So top 3. Very, very interesting. Not exactly how I thought it would go.
Yeah, there's a movie in there I'm surprised it made the top 3.
Oh, you're going to be really surprised. Okay, so our number 3 movie. Stop laughing. So our number 3 movie is Unbreakable.
Oh, this is a lot lower than I thought.
See, I thought this would be 1 or 2,
Me too. Me too.
but comes in at number 3. It's still great. I think it was great. I think it's great. I like it. I like it
I
at
love
number
this
3.
movie. I didn't like it when I first saw it. Okay, I didn't understand what he was trying to do, but on seeing it like the second or third time, I really dug it.
Yeah. Yeah. Unlike The Sixth Sense for me, Unbreakable I think is very rewatchable.
Yeah,
In fact, it's recommended that you rewatch this.
yeah.
Um I dug this movie. Spicy
Me
loves
too.
it. Took me a few watches, right? It does.
Yeah.
I blame Turner for this movie being so low.
Hey, this was my pick, but then
This was his first pick.
mm-hmm.
And I will tell you that he and I have the same score for this.
Oh, we do.
Our scores are identical for this one.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. So Unbreakable is from 2000. Had a budget, and it was a specific budget this time, 73.2 million. And it even went further than that. I wasn't going to go crazy. 73.2 million, made 248.1 million in the box office. And like I said, if The Sixth Sense being, in my opinion, M. Night Shyamalan's home run, this was a triple.
Yeah, I agree.
And it was a baseball reference for you, bro. You're welcome.
Yeah, and you got it right.
I thank you. And then, and then for me, Signs was maybe a ground rule double.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one too.
And then The Village was a pop fly. So
But that was a strikeout.
yeah, no, I think it was on the first pitch, straight up to the catcher. A very normal movie for M. Night. Yeah. Signs was right up there. Love that movie. I like Signs.
I do too.
I dug it. I didn't, why the aliens would come to a planet that was 75% water when water hurt them. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Water hurt them.
I guess not.
I
guess
wonder
not.
if this is ever going to get a 4K. Signs is going to get a 4K.
I know Unbreakable does because I've got the 4K of Unbreakable.
I have the 4K steelbook.
Yeah, me too. That's a beautiful steelbook too.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
The purple.
Yeah, I dig it. But yeah, I'd like to get Signs in 4K. I'd do that.
Yeah, me too.
What's up, Mega Mike the movie man?
Mike?
Hey, party people just joining in. Glass is one of the best movies of all time. Okay. I respect that statement. No, he really likes Glass. He likes Glass. He likes Split. That whole combination. But I know he really likes Glass.
Yeah, Glass. I like Glass. It's not.
I did. I liked Glass.
Yeah. It's not bad.
I still, The Village. Haha, what a trip in the theater.
Or The Happening.
I would, what a wasted trip.
Yeah.
In the theater. I did not like The Village. That was just, I was not happy.
You could see that one coming a mile away.
Yeah. We don't know what aliens were doing. They might have been harvesting humans to take back to their planet. Maybe. I know they were spraying the shit in the kid's mouth. Thankfully, he had asthma. Oh my goodness. There's a twist. His lungs were already closed. So, but no, I dug it. You know, Swing Away.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix is great. I like Mel Gibson in it. I just didn't think it was on that tier level to with Sixth Sense and Unbreakable. But in that order, like I have Jordan Peele's movies, Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and then
I
Signs
agree with you.
would be my top 3 for him.
Yeah.
I did like The Visit. That was nice and creepy.
Yeah.
Pretty gross. I liked Knock at the Cabin. It probably wasn't my favorite, but it was decent.
It.
That's because you were expecting a creature feature for The Village because of the trailers. I was just hoping, you know, and that wouldn't have been an issue. I was just hoping that that I didn't catch the twist so early.
Yeah.
To where it really spoiled the movie for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I wouldn't mind if it was a creature or if they were humans or whatever. But as soon as I started watching it, I was like, I pegged it right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people did.
And that took the wind out of my sail for me.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. I did not like Knock at the Cabin, first Shyamalan movie with no twist. And you know what? And I liked that.
Me too.
I'm glad there was no twist. The twist being there was no twist.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing more from this universe or that world.
Yeah. All right. But we're talking about Unbreakable. Let's get back to it. As I said, it was the first movie you drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Your high points, you gave the cast a 10, the story a 10. Those were your 10s. You put 9s on the trailer, the ending, the script, the direction, and the wild card. My 10 was in the ending. And then I have 9s in cast, trailer, story, script, direction, and wild card. So IMDb gave this a 7.3. Rotten Tomato critics score 70. Audience score 77. Which I think all that's just a little bit low.
Yeah.
But not bad, but a little bit low. Critic score, I think, is low. I don't know what they were expecting.
Yeah.
But you and I both gave this an 83.
I'm happy with that score. Happy that's not number 1, but
yeah. Unbreakable, amazing as well. Love the ending. Right. Yeah. So that I gotta love the ending to this. It was that. I mean, my only hitch was that it was. I mean, it was a slow burn. It was just a little bit slow for me. But I'm gonna put it to the fact that it was deliberate. I'm gonna change the word. It was deliberate. To where it was like very meticulous. It was very, very thought out. Cerebral and but no,
same way when Bruce Willis delivers his lines, they're just that too.
Yeah,
they're slow.
Yeah, they're slow, and he's like, you know, and the kid when he's like sliding the newspaper really slow.
Yeah,
and you know, and now that kid from Unbreakable, he's like a full-fledged adult now. So I've seen him recently in something, and I'm like, holy crap, that's the kid from Unbreakable. Yeah, but he's like almost 30 now or something.
I'll say that.
Gosh, well, you know, my oldest son turns 31 next month, so I'm like,
fuck.
That's what I said. All right, we got 2 more left. Yeah, you can never underestimate the mastermind. Oh, you could.
And I
But
love all the comic book references in this too. I loved
yeah,
it.
yeah, and being a big comic book fan like we are,
Yeah,
that was kind of my hook in the trailer
yeah, me too.
was that the whole comic book references.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, no, I dug it. I didn't know which direction it was going to go, but once I got the twist, then it all made sense.
hmm
And then I was like, oh, okay, cool, I get it.
oh.
and then yeah, when Split came out
And that
with James
ending,
McAvoy, he did a great job, and I'm like, oh man, they should merge that in Unbreakable and do another one. M. Night Shyamalan read my mind and did it and came out with Glass, and I wanted a little bit more out of it, but I still liked it.
mhm.
All right, so we got 2 more U's left. He's Justin, the younger kid in Last House on the Left remake. Yes.
That's
Yes.
what
Well, like
Jennifer
I
Lawrence, right?
said,
Pretty sure Jennifer Lawrence is in that.
yes.
They have the Blu-ray.
No. No. She did House at the End of the Street or something like that
Okay, okay.
with
One of those houses.
Max Terriot. Max Terriot. But yeah, who's it? Yeah, the kid's name is Spencer Treat Clark, as who the kid was. But yeah, now the house, not the Last House on the Left, but the House at the End of the Street with Jennifer Lawrence. I didn't care for that as much because she was bigger than the bad guy.
Yeah,
She seemed way more imposing than the bad guy. I was like, she'd kick his ass. Come
yeah,
on, Katniss, what the hell?
yeah.
Get your bow and arrow out. Capping his ass. All right, like I said, we got 2 more left.
Closing in on 2 hours.
Closing in on 2 hours, but I think all in all we're doing pretty good.
Yeah,
Doing pretty good time. All right, so we got 2 left. As soon as I show you the number 2, you're gonna lose your shit on what the number 1 movie is. So our number 2 movie in the list, and probably my favorite, well, I thought my favorite of the list until I actually scored them, is The Untouchables.
You're kidding me.
Nope, I wouldn't shit you. You're my favorite turd.
I would
19
prefer this to be number 1.
Right? This is what I thought would be. I thought it was between this and Unbreakable at number 1.
Me too. Yeah, wow. Weird.
But
But we score these movies objectively as much as we can, because I am not a fan of our number 1 movie. I picked the movie.
You just don't generally like that type.
No, I mean, I have it in my collection for sentimental reasons, and that's my father.
Yeah.
Because he loved Clint Eastwood, loved this
No,
Western.
I love this movie, but I didn't expect to score it like I did.
For me, it's a chore.
And I didn't expect you to score it like you did.
Yeah.
You actually gave it a higher score than I expected.
Yeah. But we're talking about The Untouchables right now.
Yeah. So what is the criteria for this? No Unforgiven. Hold on to your shirt there, dude. Like I said, this is only number 2. We still got 1 more movie left. Hall & Oates, I think that's coming, Spicy. Hall & Oates, predicting the future.
But I hadn't seen this movie in a long time. And when I rewatched it, this is a fantastic film.
Yeah. Oh man, I have the 4K steelbook of this. So good. It is.
Thought about picking up that Walmart because of the Blu-ray.
Yeah, they have the Walmart with the slipcover. Slipcover's nice.
No, this is just it's some weird thing they're doing with their DVD size cases, and it's 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy.
Oh.
All 4 formats. They did it for a handful of movies.
Huh.
It's only like $14 or $13 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, grab it. Do it.
I need this in my collection. I don't own it in any form.
Yeah. So this is from 1987.
Wow.
So you were like 10. when this
Right.
came out. Yeah. I was 17. This was like I was a senior in high school when this came out. Why did that go bright on me all of a sudden? That's better. Had a budget of 25 million, made 76.2 million in the box office. So boy, I learned how to spell. Yeesh. Help if I didn't have this big giant microphone in front of me. So it won 1 Oscar for best supporting actor and was nominated for set direction, costume design, and original score.
I can see that.
So yeah, I'm definitely on board for that.
Yeah.
As far as our score, this was my first pick.
Yeah.
In the draft. And again, score wise, we both our 10s were the same. We both gave 10s to the cast and to the wild card. And then we're a point different here and there. We both had 9s for the story. I had a 9 for the script and you went 8. I had a 9 for the acting and you went 8. We both had a 9 for the direction. And I had an 8 for the music and you went 7. Because I liked the score here. I thought it was really good. And I know once I found out it was nominated, I was like, should I give it a 9? And I went, no, I'm gonna stick with an 8. That's what I did. That's where I kept it.
I think I would have went higher in acting if it wasn't for Kevin Costner. There's some spots I don't like his performance.
Oh, Sean Connery just nails this.
Mm-hmm.
He absolutely
He's the one that him and De Niro for me carry this movie.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh yeah, De Niro as Capone.
Yeah,
man, so good. I think he deserved a nomination.
Yeah,
as well. But yeah, I'm glad Sean Connery got it. He absolutely deserved it. But yeah, Kevin Costner was Kevin Costner.
Yeah, he was so good.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only reason why I didn't give this a 10 was because of Kevin Costner as for the acting. Okay, so IMDb gave this a 7.8. Rotten Tomato critic score 82. Audience score 89. You gave this an 84 and I gave it an 87. Total average score 85.5. Taking our number 2 spot.
That's a good score.
Yeah. Harrison says great story, but the 80s synth music was a bit off. Okay.
Yeah.
I dug it, but
that's why I gave it.
I grew up in the 80s, so, and I say that loosely because I'm still not grown up, but
I don't think either one of us are.
No. And that's why we're here, and that's why I'm wearing devil horns.
And I'm wearing a flash shirt. He's wearing
he's wearing a flash shirt. I've got devil horns on my head. We are not adults, people. The only thing I can say is that we're both full grown.
I'm fully round.
Yeah.
And I'm not very tall, so I'm grown.
People ask me if I'm in shape. I said, of course, round is a shape.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I dug it. I think it's a good number 2.
This is a great pick by you.
I was like, I had no doubt I was going to pick Untouchables. This one, I was actually hesitant to pick, but I'm like, I've got to pick it. It would probably be, it's definitely, I'm just going to go right to it. Our number 1 movie on the countdown, surprise to both of us, is Unforgiven.
Yeah.
And Spicy, here you go. I appreciate your impatience. Where's Unforgiven? It's right here.
I'm surprised he didn't want. Who wanted Underdog? We should have fucked with him.
That was Harrison. Harrison wanted Underdog. I should have put the poster up. Mm-hmm. Coming in at number 1 is Underdog. And I didn't think about that. I was so like behind trying to get this done. I would have done it thinking of Harrison, but
yeah,
it's okay. Harrison, I'm sorry. I'll put the Underdog poster up next time. Um, so okay. So Unforgiven is from 1992, had a budget of 14.4 million, made 159.1 million in the box office.
That's a lot.
It did pretty good for 92. And if I remember correctly, Unforgiven won 4 Oscars.
I think it did because it's on the cover of my 4K.
So it won Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, Gene Hackman, Best Director for Clint Eastwood, and Best Film Editing. It was also nominated for Best Actor for Clint Eastwood, Best Writing for Screenplay, Best Cinematography, Best Set Design, and Best Sound.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, looking at those marks, I'm like, okay, you know.
But see, I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, because that was after I scored it. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I watched this again, and man, I like this movie.
It's a tough watch for me.
I know you're not. I mean, you scored it honestly. I
Yeah.
appreciate your numbers, bro, because after you gave Tombstone a 76, I was dreading putting this on my picks.
This is a better film, in my opinion, than Tombstone.
I agree.
The art of filmmaking is 100 times % better in this film than it is Tombstone.
And if I remember right, this came out the year before Tombstone. Tombstone was 93. This was 92. And I didn't see this until after.
I think I didn't see this until my dad rented it.
Like I said, Tombstone is my favorite Western. Unforgiven is top 5 for sure. But I might have to rethink that after looking at my score.
You have to.
But you know, and we'll talk about that in a second. Because we're getting there. So as far as the scores go, and again, I picked this like in the middle.
You did, because I had it written down. This was
I was just like
third pick.
Yeah, this was my third pick.
Yeah.
So we both gave the cast and acting 10s.
Yeah. And I'm going to say right here, I'm not a fan of Gene Hackman. I don't like him as Lex Luthor. I don't like him in really anything I've seen. But I loved his performance in this. I really dug him in there.
Yeah. No, I loved him. Well, I'm a fan of Gene Hackman. I liked him in Enemy of the State.
Oh, I like him in Enemy of the State. I forgot about that.
And I did like him in The Quick and the Dead, although that's just kind of a simple movie. He's
kind of the same character from this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. So yeah, like I said, we both gave 10s to the cast and the acting because the cast is amazing. You know, we got Morgan Freeman in this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised he wasn't looked at for an Oscar. But I'm happy for Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman did do an amazing job here.
Yeah.
So aside from cast and acting, your 10s came in the cinematography and the wild card as a Western.
Mm-hmm.
My 10s also came in addition to cast and acting. I gave 10s to the story, the script, the direction, and the wild card. Because I thought they were amazing. And then I went and looked at the nominations and I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. When I was grabbing the posters and everything just before the show, and I was like, wow, it won 4 Oscars. I remember it was nominated for a whole bunch, but I didn't know what it won. And as far as your low point was the music at a 4.
Yeah.
And I gave it a 5. I didn't think, neither here nor there from it. But other than that, we're at least a 7 on you're at least a 7 on the categories. I think aside from that, my lowest is an 8. I've got a bunch of 9s and 10s on this. But I gave an 8 to the cinematography and you went 10. So I think that's awesome. You had some great thoughts on that with the shots and the way that was done.
I don't think I will watch this movie again until I hit the U's in my collection, because, like I said, this is a tough watch for me. Um, it's boring. This saves it for me is Morgan Freeman and Gene Hackman.
Yeah. So Hollow Note said, watch this for the first time last weekend. One of the few Westerns I've seen. Great ending. Schofield kid was a little too annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Quick and the Dead, great acting, great story, terrible direction. Hated Sam Raimi did that movie.
I don't like Sam Raimi, so
I like Sam Raimi, but yeah, this was way out of his element, and I didn't think he did a good job here. But I did enjoy it. I like Russell Crowe as the preacher, and I like Leonardo DiCaprio as the kid, and then Sharon Stone as trying to be as hot as possible in Chaps, which was funny. But no, I dug this movie. I don't watch this as much as I watch Tombstone, but I have seen this probably half a dozen or so times. Okay, so IMDb gave this an 8.2. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 96%.
oh wow.
Audience score 93%. You gave this an 83, and I gave it a 91 for a total average score of 87. And it takes our top spot.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
For a movie I don't really like.
For you to give it that kind of score,
yeah.
I'm impressed, bro. I really am. And I was like, wait a minute, I gave this the exact same score that I gave Tombstone when we did the tease.
I ain't gonna lie, I almost messaged you like, dude, can you just pick it up something else? But I was like, no, I'm gonna sit here and watch this. I put it on.
I was like, dude, I had to watch Unhinged. So no, but I loved Unhinged. I really liked Unhinged.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was nothing that you picked that I had trouble watching.
Yeah, I mean, like, go back to Universal Soldier. That's just the product of its time.
Yeah.
And I used to enjoy the movie when I was younger. It's just as I got older, I don't appreciate those films like I used to. So that's really it.
Yeah.
And I liked Unknown.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked Unknown. I'm glad that was a good watch for you. I'm glad I liked Unhinged.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad you're gonna add that to the collection.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm anxious to get that. All right. So
what do you got coming up?
That's it for our countdown. What have we got coming up, brother? Well, I'll tell you. Aside from, Sunday night, I've got Spirits with Spirits, where we're going to talk about haunted locations in Eastern Europe. So that's going to be fun. We found a bunch of haunted castles all over the place. So we're going to talk about haunted castles in Eastern Europe and Russia and Siberia and stuff like that. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Again, creepy.
Remember our By the Numbers show. It's on a new night. If you guys haven't seen it, we've moved to Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. And next Wednesday, we've got a good show.
Yeah, we do. We got some good movies.
We got some good movies, including, but
hopefully
not
good movies. On paper, they seem to be good movies.
Yeah, one could always hope. Yeah, on paper they seem good.
You want me to pull them up? Let's see.
I have it. So yeah, we've got. We have a Ghost, Blood Red Sky, The Whale, 65, and Missing. I'm really looking forward to that. I have seen Missing. I've seen everything except for The Whale, so I'm anxious to watch that.
I love The Whale. I've seen everything but 65, but I'm going to go see it tomorrow afternoon. So I'll get that scored, get that sent out to you. So we'll be ready.
Yeah, no, I'll get the whale watched here in the next couple of days. And dadgummit, I went to Best Buy today and they had the Blu-ray at Best Buy with the digital. And I was like, dang it.
I
And
ordered mine from Amazon. I watched it and I was like, fuck, I have to have this in my collection.
Yeah, so I'd already bought the DVD.
Yeah.
And
Did
I was like,
it?
yeah, I already cracked it.
Oh.
Because I, had to put it in the computer and stuff. So I had it all logged. I haven't filmed the not the unboxing, but the town hall meeting where I got that. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with the DVD. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, the movie itself, I think I rented it on 4K. And well, thank you.
Thanks, Evan. I appreciate it.
There's nothing there that needs to be in 4K.
Yeah. Movie Hunter just bought The Whale and A Man Called Otto.
I'm looking forward to watch The Man Called Otto.
I got A Man Called Otto as well.
Malia, she went and saw it with her mom and her mom's boyfriend, and she really liked it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it.
I know I have my core 4K. I'm
glad you got that.
So yeah, me too. I am a huge disaster movie nut, and I love.
This. Is it the Screen Factory put that out or Shot Factory?
Yes.
They did a fantastic job on the Blu-ray.
They put out great job on the Blu-ray. I've got the Blu-ray of it too, so I am so down for the 4K.
Let me know how that is, because I almost ordered it, but I was like, you know what? I'm really happy with the Blu-ray. Do I really need the 4K? I like the slipcover though for it.
Yep. Hall & Oates has only seen The Whale. Okay. So yeah, if you get a chance, 65 is in the theater right now.
Yeah.
Missing is getting ready to come out.
It's on digital.
And I think it comes out physical this coming Tuesday. Yeah. Blood Red Sky and We Have a Ghost are both on Netflix. So if you want to watch that, Holland, and tune in for our stream, take a look at our thoughts on it.
Yeah,
or get our thoughts on it and see if you want to watch it for yourself. Either way, Harrison, thank you so much. And I think you and I have a date coming up next month, where we're supposed to be talking about Hitchcock's North by Northwest. I think it's next month, but double check with me, maybe May or something like that. Just keep me posted on it.
And we need to figure out a date for Comic Talk. Quarter Owl's deep dive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's with Harrison too. And I have to have time to read it.
Yeah, Alex said he's down.
Good. He's seen Blood Red Sky. Great. Night, brother.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Movie Hunter. I think it's in August. Okay, that's even better. That gives me more time. Because I was hoping to get a 4K of North by Northwest, but I didn't see a release, so I'm gonna grab the Blu-ray then so I can rewatch it and bone up on it. Anyway, speaking of Comic Talk, next Thursday we have Comic Talk. Rich, tell us what we got going on Comic Talk.
I think it's issue 4 of Comic Talk, and we're gonna do a deep dive into volume 1 of The Walking Dead. I think it's the first 5 or 6 issues.
Yeah, something like that.
Dave was a fan of the show. Hadn't read the comic yet, so I love the Walking Dead comic. I was a sucker for it from the get-go.
Yeah.
Before it became a hit TV show, and I'm really interested to see what Dave has to say about the comic.
Yeah, and I'm not spoiling it for him. I'm not telling him my thoughts until
I don't want to know yet.
So, it's also on HBO Max. I think you're talking about. What are you talking about? The Whale or? Probably North by Northwest. Maybe.
I have no clue.
We'll check that. But yeah, I want to have that in my collection because that's probably one of my favorite Hitchcock movies. I had to read all the comics because I didn't want to wait for the show.
I read the comics before, like I said, before the show.
And thank you.
Kind of. I won't say spoiled the show, but you knew what was coming. somewhat knew what was coming.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
I mean,
anyway,
even still, when they talk about the show, and I just ordered season 11, so I'll have the complete series. But there was there are things that are different in the series and in the comic book.
oh yeah.
Right off the top, there's no Daryl Dixon
Mm-hmm.
in the comic book.
And I'm glad.
I like him. I think he was meant for the series. I like him in the series, but
yeah.
But I'm
But anyway,
reading the comic book. I like it. So Comic Talk, definitely check us out.
Thursday, 8:00, 8 Central.
Yeah, that'll be on Turner Fan 77's channel. So look for it there. It won't. I'll be on it, but the lowdown will not be on it. Speaking of which, I wanted to ask you, brother. I don't know if you're seeing it, but there apparently we have the ability for guests to add their channels now
I didn't know that
on StreamYard. So it said something about that I had to set it so you could put your channel on mine, and I'd like to make sure we get that done. So if I can figure that out, then we could probably do that for Comic Talk too.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. I say we get out of here, brother. What do you say?
Man. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Yeah. Watching us two knuckleheads talk movies that begin with the U.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, tune in. So sometime next month, we're gonna do our top movies beginning with the letter V. And then, like I said, we have By the Numbers next Wednesday, Comic Talk next Thursday. Mm-hmm. And if you guys have a chance, if you're into the paranormal, check out Spirits of Spirits.
I highly encourage everybody to do it because it's pretty cool.
Thanks. I really appreciate that. We air our live stream on Sundays now at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. And then we're also on Scare Network TV. So if you guys have Scare Network TV, or if you want it, it's scarenetwork.tv. It's available on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple. And then also you can just go to their website, scarenetwork.tv, and it's $4.99 a month. Yeah, it's $4.99 a month, or you pay $40 and you get the year. So you save $20 on a year's membership. And they have all sorts of paranormal documentaries, true crime, thrillers, classic horror movies like the original Night of the Living Dead and Dementia 13 and things like that are available. So it's cool. And on there is special exclusive content of Spirits with Spirits. So hopefully you guys can check that out. And that's one that, again, we're on a year contract. So the more views we get, the better chance we have of renewing our agreement with them. So I thank you so much for watching, everybody. We're going to throw our outro up, and then I'm going to close this out. You guys take care. Be safe. God bless. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys.